See him a beast when he hear that sound like ah. Yeah, beat on the beat when he hear that sound like woo. Yeah, bitch and the champ only need one round like ha. Yeah, me, I'm a G bring heat in the sound like.
From Art of War to PFL, Patrick the Brick Brady. Pat, my man, happy fight week, dude. How you feeling?
Yes, sir. It's fight week. I feel good, man. I feel good. I feel confident. I'm ready. Um, this is what we've been working for. So this is what it's all about.
And dude, 5-0 with Art of War. You made it to the big leagues, so to speak. You get the shot at $1 million, bro. First of all, before we get into anything really, how did this shot come to be? How did you make it to the PFL?
So my manager, Jason House at Iridium, actually he reached out to me about a Challenger Series fight. Previously, it was I don't know, what'd you say, 6 weeks back? 6, 7 weeks back. They reached out to me and said, "How do you feel about Challenger Series?" And I just declined it. It wasn't like I didn't want a chance at a chance, you know, and it didn't, scratch my itch, and I just declined it. And I said, if they want me in the tournament, then I'll do the tournament. Like I'd be glad to do the tournament, but I just didn't want a chance at a chance. And so, Jason had let the PFL know that it wasn't something I was interested in. And not but 3 weeks, 4 weeks later, they called me with this opportunity. There was I guess somebody fell out and they reached out to me because they knew I was interested in the tournament. So I obviously said yes. And here we are in Las Vegas, Viva Las Vegas fight week. With the first fight of a PFL season, right? And a chance at $1 million. I'm 4 fights away from being a millionaire.
What would that mean, dude? $1 million?
I mean, it sucks.
Life-changing.
Listen, it sucks because everyone says this, that it's not about the money, right? Because you hear that a lot with the interviews. Sure. I mean, dude, I'm really lucky. I'm blessed, and I have like everything I need and want. Like I have what I need and want. Like I have it already. $1 million is obviously makes some things really convenient, and it does change things. It would change things for anyone. $1 million would change some things for a millionaire. Like
yeah,
$1 million is $1 million. So it would obviously change things and help. But it's not the end all be all on why I fight. There was no aspirations of fighting for $1 million, when I started this journey. It was kind of just to get in shape and to learn a new trade, if you will.
So does the title mean more to you than the $1 million? It's more about the stage, I guess.
I think what means most to me is me, right? Like it's how I feel about what I'm doing. Like the titles are fun. They're fun, right? They give you a little bit of a goal, but like for me, it's always been about fulfilling my next goal and what I think I'm capable of achieving. It's like it's a lot of fun, right? Like I'm having fun, but at the end of the day, I'm challenging myself. I just actually ran into my opponent down in the hallway.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, down in the lobby, and he like made a beeline right for me. Like he saw me, and he's a nice enough guy, and he made a beeline right for me, stuck his hand out, and shook my hand. And the fucking guy is huge. he's big. He's fucking big. I fought Raiden, and Raiden I think was 6'5", and this guy's bigger than him. He's big, man. And it's funny. I came back to the room and I said to Chris, and like, you ever see the reel that you see on social media, and it's like, Yeah, he's the biggest man I ever seen. I wouldn't want to fight him. And it's like, and it's Brad Pitt, and he responds, "That's why nobody will remember your name." And to me, it's not about like it's all about me, man. I want to do this. I want to see what I'm capable of. And fuck everything else. It's for me. So it's a lot of fun, man. I'm really living it up. I'm really living it up out here. Vegas is the fight capital of the world, baby. The
Yeah,
fight capital
dude.
of the world. Like I'm fighting in the fight capital of the world, on ESPN Plus. Like this is the dream come true. So
I mean,
this is it.
dude, like you made
Yeah.
it, bro. You made it.
Yeah. I mean, I this wasn't the plan. This wasn't the plan. This wasn't what I sought out to do. It kind of just kept going, and I put myself around really good guys like Chris and Kyle and everybody else, and they kind of just guided me through the path, and they laid out a path out for me, in front of me, and I got to see on how it gets done and the work that's involved um, in getting to where I'm at. So it's cool, man. It's cool.
And I mean, dude, the journey, so to speak, starts April 7th, this Friday night.
Yeah,
You just said you ran into him, 25-10. Mikal and
yeah,
Dryzik. I don't know if I got that right, but
yeah.
close
Good
enough.
luck.
So 35 pro fights. That's a
Yeah.
lot. Does that I know you don't get intimidated because you're a fighter, but what do you
Mhm.
think about that? Like your highest level of competition to date so far, how do you feel that's gonna go?
He's got the most fights on in the tournament.
Yeah.
He's got more fights than anyone else in this actual tournament.
Mm-hmm.
And I have the least amount of fights.
Let's
and
do it.
they literally matched up the guy with the most experience versus the guy with the least amount of experience. I don't give a shit, man. It don't mean anything. Like it doesn't mean anything. It's at the end of the day, it's a tough man competition, and like he's tough, I'm tough, and we're gonna find out. Like we're gonna get in the cage, and Chris always, Chris always says like, "Oh, what are you gonna do? Go home?" Like, like
Yeah, right.
there's no going home, brother. There's no turning around. There's no like this is it. This is what we do, and this is what we're doing. So um we're gonna get in the cage on Friday night, and it's gonna close, and two guys are gonna fucking fight it out. So I'm excited. I'm gonna have to jump. Ah, ah. I'm gonna be jumping up at this guy. So
You have to freaking do it like a literally like a
yeah,
calf raise. Boom.
yeah, exactly.
Dude,
I mean, look,
so
he's fought guys smaller than me. His last loss was against a guy who was smaller than me.
oh wow.
Um, so he's put together 3 wins in his last 4 fights, and so 4 fights ago he lost a fight. It was a decision. It was I think his only decision that he's ever gone to. And the guy was smaller than me.
Yeah.
He had a strategy and it worked for that fight. Um, so we're gonna see how this thing goes.
And you're right, dude. You're on all the books. You're on DraftKings, FanDuel, you name it. You're everywhere. Right now you're sitting, it's like a plus 300 underdog, 3-1. I know you don't give a shit about that, but
Yeah. Is
you're
that
from
all I am?
Philly.
Is plus 300?
Yeah.
That makes me feel good. I thought it'd be worse than that.
Oh yeah.
I didn't honestly. I haven't seen any numbers yet. Um, yeah, man. I mean, fuck, put $100 on me.
Hell yeah, bro. Dude,
So
so
how's that work? What's $100 pays $300, right?
yeah, $100
So
is
if you bet
300.
$100 on me, you win 200. You get your
So
original
I
100
let
back
me
plus
no, I
two.
think you win 300 additional. So I think you put 100 down, you'll come out with 400 total.
Is that what it is?
I believe, yeah, because you
Fuck,
put 100
that's a
down, you get
great
an
bet.
extra 100 plus 200 is 200 extra. So yeah, you get 300 extra bucks.
Yeah, that's a great bet. Plus 300.
Yeah, dude.
Put 100 on me. Why not?
Love it. Not why not? I will.
Yeah, do it. I mean, yeah, let's
Dude,
go.
Here's my thing with heavyweights. No heavyweight should ever be more than like a plus 100 because you guys are so big and strong. Anything can happen anytime. You know what I mean? Like,
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's obviously, some rhyme or reason, but Vegas doesn't know me.
no, not at all.
There's no way the odds makers know me. There's no way. There's no way somebody sat down and was like, all right, let's do a deep dive on Pat Brady and looked into me. There's no way. There's no way. No, they didn't. So they looked at the size, they looked at the experience, and they came back with a number. So if you were a gambling man, you'd know that $100 is a good bet on me. Like,
I agree.
That's a good bet. And like, I don't really gamble, but I know some people who do, and they look for underdogs. That's how they bet. They look for underdogs and they look and see like, okay, this is a fight where I think like somebody missed something and it's a bigger deficit than what it should be. And they're good bets.
So, I mean, I brought up the underdog thing because I'm wearing the Mighty Mix Philadelphia boxing gym, like the Philly Rocky underdog story.
Yeah.
Do you like that? Do you like being the underdog and like representing that dog mentality?
Listen, I don't know if I like it, whatever. It's a fight, man. Like the underdog story is cool. It's fun for the fans, right? That's cool for you guys, and it's cool for everybody else. It's a part of the storyline. But if you're a fighter, you know that like underdog or not, like you're gonna get in the cage and you're gonna fight it out.
Yep.
So it plays no. I'm not in there going like when the Eagles played in the Super Bowl, they walked around in the dog hats, right? Like I'm not playing up that storyline because the storyline doesn't help me win the fight. You know what I mean? It sells tickets, but it doesn't help me win the fight. So I don't much particularly care because I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna leave it all in the cage, no matter what. So it's all good, brother.
Love it, dude. You have a lot of new eyes on you for this fight, obviously. The whole PFL crowd, even on this interview, you got 8,000 new subscribers on the Scrap News who have never seen you before. So for the new fans, many of them there will be, what can they expect to see from you on Friday night?
They're going to see grit, man. They're going to see a guy who's like, I'm not going to quit in there. I'm not going to quit. So you're going to see somebody who's capable of taking a punch, who's going to take one to give one. You know what I mean? And I'm one of two Americans in this tournament, right? It's me and Maurice Green, and I'm here to represent my country and leave it all in the cage. So they're gonna see a guy who's excelled against all the odds, right? Like anybody who knows my backstory knows like what I've been through as far as like recovery, alcoholism, addiction, and stuff like that, and how I made a change in my life in 2016 and picked up MMA as a hobby in 2018 and climbed all the way to where I am now. And it's all as a direct result of hard work and my mindset and determination. So, anybody who knows me and knows my backstory knows that there's something there that they can grab onto and use as a little motivation for their own story.
And joining PFL, aside from the $1 million, the big stage, is there anything specific you're excited for, like in the promotion? Like, dude, like this is a big deal, man. ESPN Plus is going to be a big arena, the lights, the whole nine, dude. What are you most excited for?
Yeah, I mean, I'm most excited to see what I can do. Like, I would fight this guy in the gym with nobody watching. Like, I've sparred with Francis Ngannou, and nobody was like giving a shit. Like nobody was there. I just wanted I saw it after sparring Sean Strickland. Like I went there with full intentions on getting in the cage with Sean and finding out like, okay, can you survive that? Like, where do you stand against a fucking retard who's going to try to hit you as hard as he can. And I'm not, whatever. It's all good. Like, he knows he's a fucking caveman, he knows he's a caveman. And like, at the end of the day, we get in the cage and we're trying to kill each other. So like, I sought that out, right? Like, Sean wasn't DMing me, asking me to come train with him.
Right.
Like, I made that happen. So like, what I'm most excited for with fighting for PFL is fighting at a higher level and finding out where I stand against the best fighters in the world. Right. That's what I'm excited for. I would fight this guy in the fucking parking lot right now out back just to see what I'm made of, just to find out what I'm capable of. Maybe he throws me in the fucking dumpster. I don't like, it is what it is. But at least I know, like, at the end of the day, it's like, all right, well, there's a guy out there who can throw me in a dumpster. Like, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
It's about me and finding out what I'm made of and what I can withstand and what I can do as an individual. And I'm thankful for PFL to giving me the platform and giving me the opportunity, because they could have seen a guy who was only 5-0, right? And said like, there's other guys out there, right? There are a lot of other guys out there. There's other guys who fought in this Challenger series who were jockeying for the position that I'm in. Right. There's a lot of fighters out there in this world that would love to be in the position that I'm in. And I'm thankful for the PFL for giving me the opportunity to go out there and find out what I'm capable of and what I can do against the best fighters in the world. So that's what we're gonna do.
I don't know if you watched Jamal Hill on Ariel Helwani a couple months ago before he won the title, but he said something along the lines of, I only want this fight because my whole life I've wondered, like, am I good enough to be the best? And win or lose, this opportunity will answer my like lifelong question. So your mentality here is reminding me a lot like that.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at, man. It's like, I just want to find out what I can do. You know what I mean? And there's only one way to do that. There's only one way, brother.
Yeah, dude. We'll find
Put the
out.
gloves on and let's go. So
is this a one fight deal? Like if you were to lose, are you done? You get more?
No. Honestly, it's still a little vague to me, but the way that it was explained was it's 2 regular season fights.
Okay.
1 postseason fight, and if you lose your postseason fight, you're out.
So you get 3 fights, it sounds like, no matter what?
I believe so. Believe so. And I'm under contract until January 2nd, 2024. So in my contract, it just says they have me until January 2nd, 2024. And there's nothing too specific, but it doesn't matter to me. Like, I'm here to fight. So
that's great, then, man.
Yeah. So I think it's 2 regular season fights, 1 postseason fight, and if you lose your postseason fight, you're out. I think there's a little bit of an assumption that guys aren't going to make it to the second fight.
Sure.
Or the third, because there's 10 guys, and if you look at it mathematically, I don't know that works out, right?
Right. Yeah, with the bracket and everything.
Yeah, the bracket or season or anything. So I think there is an assumption that some guys aren't going to see the second fight or the third.
Sure.
So it's all good, man. We got one fight at a time, and that's kind of like how we have to approach this.
100%, dude. And for this fight, the big one, where'd you spend camp? The usual suspects. Like I said, you got new people watching, so give everyone the lowdown.
Yeah. I mean, my camp was spent at Martinez BJJ, right, with my core teammates, Chris and Kyle Daukaus and John Mercurio, Mike Kennedy and Ryan Appleby and guys like that, who, we give each other hell rounds. And then I did some cross training over at Marquez MMA with John Marquez, who's holding pads for me and getting some of my footwork and my technique down and working my hands. And then obviously guys like Andre Petrowski and Joe Pfeiffer.
Yep.
getting work from them and all those guys over there. That's a killer room too. So, I mean, if you look at my socials, it's no secret where I've been and who I've been working with and the work that I've been putting in. But for this fight particularly, I have Chris Daukaus out here with me. He's out here with me now. And then
Down
Andre
there with you, we'll say, because he's laying
yeah,
down.
out here. It's out here. We're out
Well,
west.
he's laying down though. That was my pun.
Oh yeah, he's laying down. Yeah. Yeah. Chris is down here asleep with me. And then we got Andre coming out Wednesday night, I believe. And then Will's coming out Thursday. So we got a good corner here and we got to fight. So
And I assume camp was good and everything.
yeah, camp was good. Camp was short, man. Like
Yeah,
I fought February 3rd.
Yeah.
I fought what, not even 8 weeks ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I fought 8 weeks ago, and it's like no secret that like I fucking kicked the shit out of him with my legs. And my leg blew up, right? It swelled up. And there was a little bit of recovery time with that. And I got back in the gym as soon as I possibly could. And I didn't get this call right away. I was back in the gym, but I didn't get this call right away. And like I didn't have an opponent 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
I knew I was in. Yeah, I knew I was in. I think I found out 3 weeks ago I was in. But I still didn't get my opponent right away. They're like, all right, you're in. We're just kind of still working out some of the nuances. And then I got my opponent like 2 weeks ago. So I didn't even know who I was fighting. So there hasn't been anything really super specific for this guy. There's some stuff that we see, but like it's a fight, man. Like you can work all the technique you want and try to come up with whatever game plan you have. Like, but at the end of the day, like it's a fight. Your game plan is as good as like whatever happens in there. Like maybe he does do what we think he's going to do, and then I implement my game plan and it works. Maybe he doesn't. Then I have to rely on the other work that I've done. So it's all good, man. It like at the end of the day, I'm grateful to be here. I'm grateful to be alive, brother, because the odds were against me. The odds were against me there for a little bit.
Another person.
I was much more the underdog in life than I was in this fight. So it's all good.
I mean, it's in your nickname, bro. Patrick the Brick Brady.
Yeah.
Like it says it all. And I was gonna say, and another one of your teammates, it's just a good little transition there, who has been through a lot in life. Joey Pfeiffer. He fights the day after you fight.
Yeah, he's down in my
That he getting that dub?
Oh, Joey, yeah. Joey looks sharp right now, man. Joey's ready. He's physically ready. He's mentally focused. I don't think Mearshart's that good. He's tough. He's a tough opponent. He's a seasoned veteran.
Yep.
He's crafty. He knows where to be in the fight. Joey's a dog right now. He's a hungry dog right now. And Mearshart's a freaking steak on the plate right now. So he wants to eat,
Yeah, I ran into Joey at Cage Fury the other night. He is looking just absolutely like chiseled compared to whenever I've seen him before.
He's heavier now than he was for his last fight. Like by design, he's tried to keep some muscle on, and he didn't want to get in there as late as he did last fight. So he's bigger now than he was in his last fight. As am I. I got on a scale yesterday. I was 260.
Damn. And you're like a fucking like shredded. Like, you're not like a fat heavyweight.
Yeah, no, I got on the scale yesterday. I was 260, which is a good weight for fight week for me. Like fight week, I'm usually 255. Like my last fight, I was sick. My last fight, I had a stomach bug like 2 or 3 days before the fight, and I was laid up for 24 hours in bad shape. And I got in the cage for that fight, the lightest I've ever been. I think I was like 247 for that fight at weigh-ins, which is the lightest I've ever been. But I I've made, again, like Joey, I've made a conscious effort to keep some weight on for this fight just because it's heavyweight, you know, or heavyweight. So
6'6" heavyweight you're going up against. So
yeah.
um
He's tough, but it's all good.
you're tougher, bro. Get out of here. And a big part of you and your personality and just yourself is your family. You're a huge family guy. You're always posting about them, doing construction and just hanging out. So I would love to
Yeah.
know, what was their reaction with this news? Were they very excited, nervous, both? How they feeling?
The wife, she's coming out. The wife is going to come out for the fight, and she's going to be here Friday night. We're going to stay Saturday night. Her brother coincidentally lives out here. He's a doctor in the Air Force, and he's stationed at the Las Vegas Air Base. And so we're gonna spend some time with him and his wife Saturday night. And you know, the wife was not excited. She wasn't like, no, she's not a fan. She's not like, to her, like, I've already accomplished what I set out to accomplish. To her, like I said, this is about me, right? Like I'm like, I want to like establish this legacy thing for my kids so that like they look up to their father and like they know that they can accomplish anything that they set out to, right? There's a lot of that going on. But in her eyes, she's like, you've already done that, right? So like,
You have.
like you're a good dad. She's like, what are you doing? Are you trying to show your kids that you're a good fighter too? I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm doing. But you know, she's not a fan, man. So she's coming out here to support me because, you know, it's her obligation as my wife to be supportive. But you know, she's terrified. She's terrified. So it is what it is. And then my kids are pumped.
Bad,
My
dude.
boys are pumped. Like, yeah, Dad, we're gonna have a party and we're gonna be or I'm gonna get some pizza. Like, yeah, they're pumped, man. So the boys are excited, and then the baby, you know, he don't know shit. You know, he just, yeah. So
I'll watch it back someday.
yeah. One
And hey,
day when he's older, he'll get to look and watch the tape and go like, yeah, man, that's my old man.
and
He
Mrs.
ain't shit
Brady.
now. He ain't shit now.
But
One
back
day
in the day,
I'm like, Dad, you were tough. Like, I'll kick your ass. Like, all right, son, get out of here.
yeah, that age gap's gonna come to bite you someday,
Yeah,
dude.
man. Yeah, them kids are gonna get big one day, and then I'm not gonna be able to hold my own against them. So
That's how it works, bro. I'm there with
yeah.
my dad right now. It's fun. And Mrs. Brady, if you're watching, let me just say, okay, win or lose, he's gonna be okay.
Yeah, I'll be fine.
And he's gonna win
I'm
anyway.
gonna
So
win. I'm gonna win.
exactly.
Yeah,
But
win or lose shit. We're gonna
no,
win.
no, no. I'm saying that you heard me. I said he's gonna win anyways. No, but I was just
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. I'm joking. But yeah,
you're good. You know, it's a safe
we're
sport.
good, bro. We're good. Listen, in fighting, once you've learned to accept the worst case scenario, right? When you've accepted what is the worst case scenario, you get in that cage with no fear.
Yeah.
Right? You've already, like, whatever it is the worst case. I've accepted. I'm here to accept my fate. If it's the worst case scenario, then I've accepted it. Then I get in that cage loose and free, and I don't give a shit what happens because it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's where we're at, brother.
And I mean, dude, like MMA and boxing's a very dangerous sport because of all the hits to the back of the head. MMA is a pretty safe sport too. Like typically the worst that will happen to a fighter is like, God forbid, like a horrible like
There's a
leg kick or
break.
something. But like typically it's like a knockout and a broken nose and you're out for a couple hours and you're good, you know?
Yeah.
Like our buddy
Yeah.
Ian Alston, love the guy. Tough fight for him this past weekend, but
Yeah.
2 hours afterwards, I was hanging out with him. Yeah. You know?
Yeah, he's fine. Yeah,
So
he's fine.
it's a
He's
scary
tough
game,
kid.
but
Ian's a tough kid, man. He's a tough kid, and he's a very talented fighter. I spent some time training with him for this camp, and he's going to bounce back, and he'll be fine. You know, he's got some things to work out, obviously, right?
Sure.
And strategically, he might want to reevaluate like his plan moving forward. But I was talking to Chris about it yesterday. Chris started out 2-2 as well. His first 4 pro fights, after 4 fights, he was 2-2. So, and look, he's been super successful. So, like, 2-2 start don't mean shit, right? It's how you finish, and he'll be fine. And he'll be fine.
Yeah, he's in good spirits. He knows he'll be okay. But
yeah.
God, I hate watching my friends fight. It's horrible.
Yeah, man. It's all good.
On Friday night, I'm gonna be on the couch like, oh, Patrick. Oh,
yeah, my man.
Anyways, before we get out of here, man, I just want to give you the opportunity. Tons of eyes on this, ESPN Plus, bunch of new fans, supporters as is. Anything you'd like to say to everybody? The mic is yours.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Thank you to everybody for the support. Thank you for taking this journey with me. And this is a cool world, man. And this is a cool experience. And I'm gonna have a lot of fun, and it's all good, brother. And thank you to my sponsors, Apollo Pre-End, taking care of me, Executive Tree Care, Primal Nutrition, Performance Meal Prep, Antrim Electric, really helping me out and get through this clamp, Worldwide Restoration. And thank you very much.
Well, Patrick, congratulations, my man. Regardless of anything that happens, even though you're getting that dub, very excited to see you on the big stage, man. I think everybody is. All of Philadelphia, the buzz is real. So, ladies and gentlemen, go follow Patrick. Make sure you tune in ESPN Plus PFL this Friday, April 7th, because Patrick Brady on his way to that first PFL dub and $1 million. Patrick, my man, thank you. Have a great rest of the week, and best of luck, dude. I can't wait.
Thank you, sir. Much appreciated.